What do you think?
So, Ross, on this video, let's talk a little bit about allocation of capital and what you trade and how you trade. To me, it's not. I always tell people when they ask me, well, what's the minimum I need to trade? Well, we kind of answered that in the first video. You've got to have enough to live on. You can't expect to make money trading possibly that first year. Bigger account doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make bigger money. As a matter of fact, it could mean you risk more money. So I always tell people, if you want to trade one lot's ES, you better have $25,000 set aside just for trading the ES at a minimum. And your living expenses covered outside of that. So let's talk about that a little bit. Did you think about that when you got into it, and kind of what your maximum dollar risk was on your trading capital for whatever vehicle you were trading?
Sure. I mean, in the beginning, that was less of a concern for me. I started out in the Dow Jones Futures pit back in January of 2009, and I was just trying to get a feel for what it was like to trade an open outcry, what it was like to get an edge. But as far as, like you said, $25,000 in an account, you're trading one lots. If you're getting comfortable, you can trade two lots on a $25,000 account. Know that your leverage is 4-to-1 at that point, and then make it last. If it's the first year is not about making money as much as ridiculous as it sounds to people outside of the business. This isn't about making the money. It's about execution, doing the right thing, and you have to stretch out that first account.
Right.
So that you can make mistakes and you can go, oh, well, that was me buying into the high of the move. Why did I do that? Okay, well, it only cost me $200. So,
right.
That's a lesson I'm willing to pay for. As opposed to you're going out and you're trying to trade 5 lots and all of a sudden you've taken a big drawdown in your first 3 months and now you're trading scared.
Right.
You have to balance the amount of capital you have with the amount of psychological capital that you have, as far as what can you lose at a week and still have a good weekend and not ruin your weekend.
Yeah, and I think that's different for everybody, Ross. And that's a very good point. Is where is the psychological damage? And for me, it might be a little bit wider. On $25,000, I might have been more, knowing that if I were trading with $25,000, that was just my trading account. It wasn't my, last $25,000 either. I will also bring that up. It's got to be more than just your last bit of money, because again, you're going to come in. If that's just your last bit of money, you might as well just go to Vegas, throw it on, black a couple times, and hope it, let it ride, and hope you win 3 or 4 in a row, because
you won't be able to trade if it's your last amount of money. You won't be able to handle psychologically what it means to face the uncertainty.
Yeah. And I think
one of the biggest things I wish I knew about when I came into the business was how to handle losing psychologically. They say, oh, well, just forget it, come back tomorrow. It's not as easy. You have to have a psychological knowledge of yourself and the market to be able to weather the up and down in the beginning.
Well, and I'll even take the other side of that and say you have to know how to win in that same regard, because just because a trade, makes you 10 points on your one lot of ES and you make $500 doesn't mean the next one is going to be any easier. So you have to separate what I would say is your cognitive dissonance, good or bad in the past, and look at the price and the action wherever you are in the markets and whatever you're trading at the moment. That is the hardest thing about this business. One good trade does not make a trader. 3 bad trades does not make a trader. And you're absolutely right. Getting around that 6 inches of dealing with that is probably the most difficult thing that you're going to, work through. And again, I think a year is, good training ground for that type of, learning.
Yeah.